Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I share my little tools, tips, and tricks with you to help you increase the quality of your life. My name is Rebecca, and today's video is about how to heal past wounds. That's a big one. And past wounds can be different in how you experience them, in the emotional intensity that you have linked to them. Each wound is different in terms of how hard and how severe it affects you. And one of the most things I learned is that even if there's something that you consider just to be a small thing that bugs you, learning how to heal it can actually really help you increase the quality of your life. Because sometimes we don't notice the extent to which a small wound is actually affecting us in our daily life. So yeah, stay tuned on how to heal past wounds. So first of all, when I notice past wounds are usually behind every time I feel offended, hurt, jealous, ashamed, unworthy, all these emotions, there's a wound behind it that can be grave or severe. And I know that there are people who need to go to therapy to heal their wounds, and there are people who just need to talk to a neighbor, and there are people who feel like, oh, I'm just going to the gym and then I'm good. But if you feel like any of these wounds is actually still affecting you, I have a little suggestion for that. So when I notice that I'm hurt, I sit down, I take a moment, I really go into myself, and I ask myself, why does this hurt me? What does this mean? And to give you guys a recent example, I had a friend who was really, really tired one day, and not too long ago actually, and we had to do something, and then we were waiting. When we went back, because we live close, and I tend to drop her off. She like kind of zoomed out, and I just felt like, like hugging her, because I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I kind of felt, bad for her to feel this way, and she reacted in a way that I never would have expected her to react, and um, even though I mentally understood that it just came out of the fact that she was really, really tired, I went immediately into worry, because I noticed that I had a past wound that hadn't been healed, because I was afraid that she was mad. I was like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Oh my God, like, is she even gonna talk to me again? And I noticed that behind that is the wound of actually being left out when I was younger. I wasn't really the most popular kid in school, and yeah, especially well, throughout school entirely, I would say. And I noticed that these things tend to come up. And then, you have friendships that end on good terms, and you have friendships that end on not so good terms. And I noticed that they were still affecting me, because I was so scared that whenever somebody would decide, for example, to not be close to me, I would not feel good enough. I would feel very vulnerable. I was, yeah, like that. So when I noticed that I was at the point where I actually am reacting out of fear that's based in a past wound, I went home and I took out my journal, and I asked myself, first of all, what does this mean? Second of all, why does this hurt me? So Then third, I identified the belief that stood behind it. So is it the belief if I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm always going to be poor, um, nobody in my family has ever been successful, how could I be? Or I did something bad in the past, so I don't deserve whatever it is, a better job, a relationship, friendships, being happy. And when I noticed that limiting belief, I actually go into meditation with the intention to heal the wound. So I just ask for guidance on how I can heal this wound. And the most important thing for me is to not judge that part that's hurt, but to just look at it and to go, okay, why are you hurt? And then I do something I that may be weird to some people, but it's something that I learned and really value. And it's actually asking that part of me that's hurt on and that has the limiting belief of, in this case, that I was scared of losing somebody, of what it tries to do for me. What's the positive intention of that part for my life? And usually they have really good intentions. They want to prevent you from getting hurt. They want to prevent you from getting used. They want to prevent you from disappointment. Although I don't think that, disappointment just comes out of your belief system as well, but that's a different story. So, yeah, ask for the positive intention. After you made the list of all the things of the limiting beliefs, I kind of go inside and I check on, okay, where is this part of me that has the positive intention? And it's just, I follow my intuition there. It's just, sometimes I feel like, oh, it's in my right hand or in my left shoulder or in my stomach or in my left foot or whatever it is. And I just ask that part what the positive intention is. And sometimes I'm surprised about all the positive intentions they have. So then I appreciate that part for actually, because in the end, they always want to protect you. So I appreciate that part. I say thank you for doing this for me, for protecting me, for helping me, whatever they are doing in this moment. And then I ask, and on this is what I actually meditate on, how can you do that job without the negative results that it has right now? So what I mean is, how can you make sure that I'm safe without me pushing away every person that comes in my life, for example, or without me being worrying about every time I meet somebody, or without me. And this is what I meditate on. And usually something cool comes up sooner or later. But I write those questions down and I try to review them. And then I just check and read it from time to time. And I actually then, if I find something good, I write it down and I'm like, okay, so and then I ask that part. I'm like, okay, so you, for example, my left hand who wants to protect me. So what do you think about, and then I change to the new way of protecting me or the new way of helping me, supporting me. And I check with that part and I'm like, are you okay with that? And then sometimes they are scared. Sometimes they're like, but if we do this, something else could happen. And then you're like, okay, so let's try a different thing. And sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes a couple of days, but either way, it doesn't matter, because the important thing is that you actually learn how to transform yourself. Because when you go through that process and you kind of come out at the other end, and for me at least, sometimes there's a lot of crying and just wanting to be in my room or meditating involved, but at the end, what it comes out as is that I learn how I have a better strategy to deal with these situations in the future. And that's actually absolutely valuable. So yeah, how to heal past wounds. First of all, is, of course, to identify them. Because if you don't know what's going on, why you're reacting, for example, annoyed, pissed, angry, you don't know what happens, then I'm going to check what's behind it, what's the limiting belief. Then I check within myself, where's that part that does that, and what's the positive intention here? Because everything in life has positive intentions. That's one of my core beliefs, that everything happens for a reason, and that all of the things that come from the inside are actually there to serve me in some way or another. But sometimes I don't want the way they serve me. Sometimes I want to transform the way so that they can serve me in a way that I appreciate more. So then I write down a list of things with suggestions of how we could transform that, so that I can still support myself and take care of myself without actually engaging in the destructive behavior. And then I check with that part of me that I felt the protection was coming from, and check whether they're okay with the new task. And if they are, ba-boom, you got a new way. And then you just have to practice going to your new statements and to your new intentions. And I personally like reading them a couple of days, so that I just feel like they really get down into my brain. I know other people like to read them out loud. Some people like to record them and then listen to it. Some people actually like to write them every day. Whatever works for you. And the most important part there is be kind and loving to yourself, because that's really important in the end. Yeah, so this was my video for today. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And why, if you want to and feel courageous enough to share, why don't you share in the comment box below which area of your life you really had to heal and how that process did help you, if it did. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love and accept yourself. Appreciate yourself for all the amazing things that you're actually capable of doing. And I see you in my next video. Bye-bye.